Hello. So I shared on my personal page just a few minutes ago about my real thoughts on the Super Bowl. So I thought I would share them here too. I hate football. I hate all things football. And thankfully my husband doesn't really like it either, so it's not like a big deal at our house. But I love the food. Absolutely love the food. So we had some friends over just to play board games and eat all the food yesterday, and it was fantastic. And I'll be honest, hey Rosa, I don't even know who played, and I don't know who won, and I really don't care. So that's what I really think about the Super Bowl. I know you wanted to know that. But on to bigger and better things. So it's Monday. I don't know how January was for you, but my January sucked. Just to be blatantly honest, it just sucked. I didn't meet my goals, which I was really super disappointed about with myself. And then I had some health problems with my husband. So I'm starting over, and I don't know who's with me, but for me, February is going to be my new year. I'm just like ignoring January, just wiping it off the calendar, and I'm just going to start with February, and I'm really excited about it. So I reset my goals last night for the rest of the year and what I should be doing every day and all those things. So that was super motivating for me. One of the things that I did set is that I can't listen to the new Crime Junkie podcast that comes out on Monday mornings until I've written my blog post for the week. So that's totally a motivator for me. I don't know what motivates you on Mondays, but that's what it is for me. So but I'm digressing a little bit. I wanted to chat today about outsourcing your content. This whole month, I'm going to be talking about that. So check back with us every Monday, and then our blog posts go live on Tuesdays. You can subscribe to our weekly email with all of our favorite tips, tricks, resources from around the web relating to content creation. It's really just like a weekly roundup of all things content creation, social media, and online marketing. So if you want to comment email in the comments, I'll get you added to our next one. It actually goes out tomorrow. So okay, so I wanted to chat about outsourcing this month because I get a lot of questions about it. How do I outsource? What do I need to have prepared to outsource? Do I need to have certain systems in place? How do I find the right person? How do I hire? What skills should I look for? And one of the biggest ones is, why should I outsource? So I'm sure a lot of you have those questions as well. And just so you know, I'm going to be answered all those questions in various blogs and videos this month, so just stay tuned. But today I'm going to talk about the reasons that you should be outsourcing. My name is Christy Hansvik of Simply Online, and we help you become more visible online by sharing your content on multiple platforms using different mediums. So videos, blogs, social posts, newsletters, we take care of all of that for you. So when people ask me, should I be using content marketing? Because that is honestly one of the biggest questions that I get. And my response is always, why aren't you? It really isn't a matter of should you be doing it, it's why aren't you doing it and how often? So I know that's a little bold, but there was a statistic in 2017, and I can link to it, but it said that content marketing potentially creates 3 times as many leads as paid searches. You don't have ads, you don't have weird block-ups, or pop-ups. It works better. And I'll link to it so you can read the article about it because it was pretty interesting to me. But creating content, it's so important. It must be part of your marketing strategy. So if you're not, hang tight with me. We'll cover that too. But I want to talk about why you should outsource. Most people I talk to, most prospects and customers, or even when I'm networking, decide to outsource their content creation because they don't have the staff time or the knowledge. That's the biggest thing, is they don't have the knowledge of how to do it, how to repurpose it, why they should be. And it does take a lot of time, and it does take some strategies so that you have great delivery. But if you have a good content manager, they'll know how to decrease your time investment while making you more visible online. Because honestly, that's their job. So here are my 5 reasons. First, your peers are outsourcing. So I use peers, just so you know, I use peers instead of competitors because I don't believe that there are competitors, but that's a topic for another day completely. But anyway, your peers, your business besties, your networking buddies, they are all outsourcing in some way, shape, or form. A lot of them are probably outsourcing their content creation. So this probably sounds a little bit like everyone is doing it or peer pressure, but that's not my intent. My intent is just to educate you and let you know that other people are outsourcing because it makes sense for their business. It gives them time to work on in their zone of genius, instead of having to figure out the best graphic to post or when their ideal clients on Facebook or what they should be talking about. It's just, content can be demanding and it can require a lot of time. And like I said, it can require a lot of skill too. So why not let someone do that for you? You can always ask your online community who they're outsourcing to, what they're outsourcing. We'll talk about that in a couple weeks as well. Okay, second, you don't have the time. So time is so precious as an entrepreneur. I'm sure you know that. Actually, really, time is precious for anybody that's working, anybody that's really alive. Time is precious. It's something that needs to be protected. Do you really want to spend your time writing content? Just want that to soak in for a little bit. One of the great things about repurposing your content is that you're not spending a gazillion hours creating new topics for each platform. You have one message that you're sharing in a bunch of different ways, so it makes things more time and cost effective. And outsourcing that to somebody else can also help you save your precious time. So imagine not having to write a blog post every week or post on social media every day, or even like outsourcing other things like your books. Like imagine not having to balance your financials every month. Wouldn't that be glorious? I owned a social media company and all those things still look really amazing to me. So third reason, you don't create enough content. So this kind of links with the second one, just because creating content does take time and energy and brains. And let's be honest, some days I feel like I don't have any of those things, but so I have to use my time and my energy wisely. But when you're creating a lot of content, you're more likely to be seen all over the place, and it puts you in a stronger position to serve your tribe. It's easier to connect with you, it's easier to find you and to share your message. But that can be a lot of pressure, right? Like even as I just said that, I was a little overwhelmed. But good news, like I mentioned before, there is a remedy for that. On our blog, I talk a lot about repurposing your content and how to do it and how to do it simply so that you can balance everything out. So not all is lost, just so you know. Okay, fourth. This one might seem a little crazy, but you need a fresh set of eyes. I know a lot of people are really protective of their content or their process, what they say, how they do things. But how many times do you sit down to write an article and you realize that you've run out of things to say? It happens to me. I'm sure it happens to everybody once in, sometime in their content creation process. So for me, I rely on my team to give me ideas for blog posts and social media posts because they're great at it. And they're a fresh set of eyes when I hit a creative wall. They can help me think of new, more interesting things to chat about. So when you bring on somebody else to your team, they can give you a fresh set of eyes, a fresh set of perspective. And I recently read a statistic, which I'll have to find and also link, but that 50% of millennials are freelancers. So there's no short of a perspective. Definitely not with 50% of that group of people being freelancers. So there's lots of options. Creating content isn't your strong suit. I'm just going to put that out there. I know a lot, again, people are probably protective of their content, but you have to realize, sometimes you probably realize that writing or social media or newsletters, they're just not your strong suit and your time is better spent somewhere else. And that's okay. I just want to let you know that is okay. It's okay that it's not your zone of genius. Take ownership of what you do well and outsource the rest. I'm really good at content marketing. I am not so awesome at cleaning toilets, so I outsource that to my husband. No joke, he does them every week and it's amazing. Okay, so my point of all of that is you don't have to love content marketing and creation and writing and doing all the things. There is something else that you love and that you're really good at, so do more of that, like a lot more of that, and figure out how to outsource the rest. So I mentioned to you earlier that I'll be chatting all month about that. So check our page on Mondays. Better yet, sign up for notifications, or you can even write email in the comments and I'll add you to our list of our weekly roundup where we talk about this and then other trending things on the web. So this week, I want you to make a list of the things that you want to outsource, then bring it back, and next week we'll chat about it and the best way to do it. So hope that was helpful. Hope you have a great Monday and see you later.